first on Guam.
Half a day and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Weekend Edition. I'm Matsuki Hirayama. So glad you could join us. Trial is set to begin Monday for the man charged in a deadly shooting in Hoggett. Murder defendant Nathan Ojeda was in court Friday, where presiding judge Alberto Lamarena discussed how trial would proceed. Prosecutors plan to call up to 30 witnesses to testify. Defense told the court they have about 3 witnesses. No word yet if Ojeda will take the stand in his defense. Jury selection begins Monday morning with opening statements to follow immediately afterward. Ojeda stands accused in the January 4th shooting in Hoggett that claimed the life of A.J. Mendiola. A motive for the shooting has not been made public. As we reported, the deadly shooting happened in front of Mendiola's home in Hoggett. Ojeda allegedly told Guam police officers that he was defending himself, saying he was shot at first while driving by the residence. Defense argued that Ojeda was not fit to stand trial, but a doctor who performed a forensic evaluation ruled that Ojeda did not lack the mental capacity to control allegedly pulling the trigger. A jury will also be selected Monday for a man accused of breaking into a Harmon home where he allegedly raped a woman known to him. Defendant Robert Naroon faces charges of burglary and third-degree criminal sexual conduct. Court documents state the alleged victim woke up to Naroon raping her. He was also allegedly holding a pair of scissors against her back. The victim told police all she could do was cry as Naroon allegedly told her, "This is between you and me." A witness told authorities they believe the defendant got in through the front window. Jury selection and trial is set to begin Monday morning before Superior Court Judge Vernon Paris. 2 men accused of brutally beating an off-duty law enforcement officer are indicted by a Superior Court grand jury. MMA fighter Ricky Camp, who has since made bail and was released from prison, along with co-defendant Joseph Mendiola, face charges of assault. The alleged incident happened last month in Tumon. Prosecutors allege Camp, Mendiola, and others approached the victim and suddenly attacked him. The victim was treated at the hospital for multiple injuries to the head and his knee. Both are currently out of prison awaiting to answer to the charges. Camp is also charged with aggravated act reported back in March. He is separately facing drug charges for a 2019 case after being caught allegedly smuggling 5 pounds of meth in the mail. For those convicted of vehicle homicide while impaired will have to provide financial support to the families of their victims under a bill proposed by Senator Will Parkinson. A public hearing was held on the measure earlier this week. Testifying from the U.S. mainland was Cecilia Williams of Mothers Against Drunk Driving. She said legislation such as this is very personal. Her son, daughter-in-law, and 4-month-old grandson were killed by 2 years ago by a drunk driver.
There is really no true consequences when it comes to what the offender thinks. I have found repeat offender after repeat offender. And then I find families like mine who are left to raise children again. And that financially is not easy on anyone. With how the bill 8437, this bill will help families financially raise children. This is also about accountability. It's about helping the offender understand the consequences of their actions and helping them to learn never to do it again.
Also testifying was Frank Harris, Director of Mothers Against Drunk Driving, State Government Affairs.
And the reason why this is so important today is in the United States, drunk driving deaths have increased 31% since 2019. The battle against drunk driving is far from over, and I would imagine it's the same in Guam. And in the states, some states like Texas and Arizona in 2021 saw drunk driving deaths at rates that were not seen since the early 1980s. So the problem of drunk driving has truly, it's truly increased and has regressed as well, the progress we have made against it.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving launched the effort 2 years ago to get state legislatures to enact laws mandating restitution, and so far 4 states have done so. The annual open enrollment period for health insurance begins Monday for thousands of GovGuam employees. This year, there is one major change. For the first time ever, GovGuam has chosen to self-insure the coverage. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The self-insurance means GovGuam will essentially become the insurance carrier instead of private insurers. All current members will be automatically enrolled in the self-insured plan. Leonora Condaso is a health insurance negotiating team member from the Department of Administration.
It'll be absolutely seamless to all of the employees and their dependents and all the retirees and their dependents. It's more behind the scenes in terms of the third-party administrator that we contracted with the departments and with the Department of Administration. So absolutely seamless for employees. The goal is not to have any disruption of coverage whatsoever.
Officials say by self-insuring, GovGuam will be able to hold down ever-increasing premiums. Former Take Care members will see no change in rate, while most Select Care members will see a decrease, except for the Retiree Supplemental Plan 2 category.
Under the Retiree Supplemental Plan, retirees or survivors who have Medicare A and B may enroll or can enroll, actually should enroll with RSP. Unfortunately, with just the cost and the dynamics of the claims, there was a cost for that particular class for $25 for this pay period.
Calvo Select Care is the third-party administrator for medical, and NetCare is the TPA for dental. Condaso says one of the most common questions will be if members can stay with their doctors. She says they will be using the Select Care Provider Network.
And let's talk about retirees first. We have some retirees who have Medicare A and B. So those retirees can still continue to access the clinics as Medicare as their primary, right? And so the employees or the retirees will have to verify if that clinic is still under that network. I think the questions for the FHP clinic, there's a lot of questions about that. FHP is a Medicare participating provider, so retirees can still access them if Medicare A and B is their primary. For others who would like to continue the FHP, at this point, they are not a provider network under Select Care.
Condaso says in-person and online presentations begin this Monday, September 11th. Interested employees can go to the Guam Museum beginning around 8:30 a.m. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.
3 more cases of leptospirosis have been reported to the Department of Public Health and Social Services over the past week. This brings the total to 7 cases. 6 are confirmed and 1 is presumptive positive, awaiting lab results. According to the CDC, leptospirosis is a bacterial disease that affects humans and animals. Public Health says the new cases reported are likely the result of recent heavy rains. Data shows most cases have occurred in people who have been hiking and/or swimming in streams and rivers in the southern part of the island. Infection can occur through breaks in the skin or through mucous membranes in the eyes, nose, or mouth. It can cause a wide range of symptoms easy to mistake for other diseases. Without treatment, the disease can lead to serious complications such as kidney, liver failure, or even death. You can find out more information right now on KUAM.com. The Chamorro Land Trust Commission failed to monitor the removal of coral material at the Guam Raceway Park. That's according to an analysis released by the Office of Public Accountability. The lack of oversight and monitoring dating back nearly a quarter of a century. The report calling out the CLTC and the Guam Economic Development Authority for not properly watching over the Guam Racing Federation's management and operations between June 1st, 1998 to January 31st of this year. As a result, Public Auditor B.J. Cruz notes the total volume of materials extracted and how much total revenue was due to CLTC cannot be determined. Adding, GRF continued to allow mineral extraction activity beyond the cease and desist order. The Guam OPA recommended to CLTC management to establish a standard operating procedure for invoicing and collecting royalty fees with policies to commissioners to ensure that all tenants meet their obligations. The CNMI government is aiming to provide internet for all. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotnya reports on the effort to expand access by the CNMI's new Broadband Policy and Development Office.
We really believe that access to the internet and broadband connectivity is like an add-on. It's actually a right. We think that everybody should be granted that access.
That's the motivation behind the NMI's newest federally funded office tasked with broadband policy and development. In the recently unveiled 5-year action plan, the office says it aims to establish the needed infrastructure within the region to reach unserved and underserved communities.
For the consumers to be able to access it at no cost doesn't mean that there is no cost involved, and it just means maybe the source of the funding for those costs might come from different streams of revenue, so from somewhere else, whether it's grants, whether it's, like I said, external sources that are funding the connectivity to the masses.
The office says they are committed to chasing zero to reduce broadband service costs for residents to $0. It's an initiative receiving a huge federal boost, with $81 million under the Broadband Equity Access and Development Program. They hope that by 2030, every resident will have true access to reliable high-speed internet and the training to use it effectively, opening up opportunities for both their families and the economy.
We want to move the internet closer to the Marianas. We want to be where America's internet begins, not just their day. And what we're talking about doing is getting some transcontinental, trans-Pacific submarine cables landed in the CNMI or within the Marianas. Guam has a few. We really don't have a connection to the true internet right now. We're piggybacking through Guam. Our office wants to correct that. We feel that for resiliency, for national defense, for security, for a myriad of other purposes, as well as development of this new digital foundation, infrastructure foundation, we need to attract submarine cable providers.
It's their mission to provide internet for all. Their full plan can be read at bpd.cnmi.gov. Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
The NMI Seoul Inter-Island Airlines Star Marianas Air will be making a sharp hike in airfare due to what they describe as current market conditions and operational costs. The new prices take effect in October. A one-way ticket from Tinian to Saipan will cost $85. That's up from $65. A ticket from Rota to Saipan will cost up to $175, increasing from $130.50. The Guam to Rota route currently costs $140 one-way. It will be $190 in October. Full aircraft charter rates are also more costly. In a statement earlier this week, SMA President Sean Christian said, "We appreciate your understanding regarding these fare adjustments, and we remain committed to delivering reliable flight services." United Airlines is offering a limited-time special fare on its direct routes from Japan from Guam and Saipan. This is for travelers looking to enjoy a late summer trip to Tokyo, Nagoya, Osaka, and Fukuoka. From Guam, customers can enjoy round-trip fares starting as low as $423 for basic economy and $455 for standard economy for a minimum stay of 2 days to a maximum stay of 14 days. Tickets are on sale until September 11th. This is for those planning to travel through September 30th. From Saipan, fares to Narita for travel during the same period starts as low as $416 for basic economy and $451 for standard economy. United says customers are encouraged to book their flights through United.com, the United app, through local travel agents, or at United's Guam City ticket office in Tizon. Another donation to the American Red Cross Guam chapter to help ongoing Typhoon Mawar relief efforts. NTT Dokoma Incorporation donating $46,000 to the local chapter. Officials say the American Red Cross continues to play a crucial role in getting our community back on its feet by providing shelter, food, and relief supplies to those impacted by the storm. CEO Chita Blaze says the American Red Cross Guam chapter continues to thrive because of committed partners like NTT Dokoma. We need businesses and individuals that believe in our mission so we can continue providing critical services in times of need. Recently, Docomo Pacific supported ARC's mission by donating 30 Samsung handsets and unlimited prepaid load to keep their teams connected. Keep it here for more Weekend Edition when we return.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Free Typhoon Mawar debris cleanup is underway by FEMA and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Stage and sort eligible typhoon debris, including green waste, large appliances, residential construction, demolition debris, and metals as soon as possible at the residential right-of-way to take advantage of this free service. Ineligible debris will be left on site and may result in illegal dumping fines. For updated information by village, visit tinyurl.com/cleanupgu. This ad is paid for by the Office of the Governor of Guam.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Ah, thanks, Taco Bell!
In this next story, it's a place you probably wouldn't expect to find island favorites like chicken kelaguen, tostillas, and shrimp patties. A food stall located in the Everett Mall food court in Washington, where its owner is also wearing the chef's hat. Jonagan Charfers has more on Guam Grub.
Bringing people home without having to go home. It's a place in the 425, dishing out the flavors of the 671. Since July of this year, Washingtonians have been making their way to the Everett Mall food court to check out what Guam Grub is serving up. Owner, operator, and chef Julita Atoigui Javier says opening up the restaurant has been something she's been pondering for a while.
When I was in Long Beach, I was catering for a little bit. And then when I moved up here, I was catering just, you know, part-time because I was also working full-time. So it's just been something that's been in my heart for a while.
Atoigui Javier, who was born on Guam, said an opportunity presented itself and she grabbed it. Looking at the menu of Guam Grub, you can't help but feel suddenly transported to a village fiesta, with offerings of everything from lumpia, empanada, red rice, barbecue, to chicken kelaguen, and even shrimp patties. These dishes bring up memories for this former Harmon resident.
We had a novena every December, and so we would always have a Finakpo novena. And so I grew up, you know, basically exposed and just immersed in all of this. And just as I grew older, when my mom passed away, cooking was something that was very therapeutic for me. I would cook when I would get mahaling, you know, because it would remind me of a time when my family was complete.
For first-timers and non-Pacific Islanders who stop by Guam Grub, this is what she tells them.
I let them know this is not something we eat every day, right? This is basically party food. We would have these at these big, massive parties called fiestas.
As Atoigui Javier is plating their food, she will give customers a rundown of what every dish is. And it seems the flavors of the island are a big hit, selling out so much that they've had to increase the amount of food they prep daily. She says that an article on Guam Grub was in one of the local papers in Everett, and it piqued the interest of those wanting to know and taste what Guam is all about.
They're coming in and they're inquiring, and it's such a great opportunity because it allows me the time and the energy to communicate and educate about Guam, because a lot of them don't know what Guam is. So I often take that as an opportunity to put us out there.
Since opening, the response has been incredibly heartwarming.
It definitely motivates me to put my best foot forward, to do my best to represent not just myself, not just my family, but also my island. So, you know, it's just definitely it's a lot of pressure sometimes, but it's good pressure, the type of pressure that helps you to perform well.
As she acknowledges that none of this would be possible without the support and hard work of her family. To show some love and to keep updated, follow the food stall on Instagram at _Guam Grub _. You can also like their page on Facebook. Junigan Charfris, KUAM News.
We'll be back with sports. You're watching KUAM News Weekend Edition. Keep it here.
While you've been waiting to see if EVs are a thing, my dad went electric.
Up to 360 miles on a single charge.
And if my dad's on board, yours could be next.
You know I'm doing this for the next generation.
Dad, we are not having the grandkids conversation again.
No, I'm just saying EVs are good for any generation. Or all generations. Generationally good.
Introducing the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 6 with up to 360-mile range. When it comes to EVs, we're thinking of every mile.
With the Pizza Hut Big Dinner Box, however you want a dinner, we got you covered. Big time. The Big Dinner Box. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings or pasta. Oh, hello.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
This is Jason Salas bringing you your weekly KUAM football lineup. Man, we have a slate of games for you, and we're going to get you started with some college football on Sunday at 5:30 in the morning. Big Ten football. The Running Rebels of UNLV travel to Ann Arbor. They are going to take on the very, very tough Michigan Wolverines. That's going to be a one you want to watch. Then at 9:30, when that game ends, check out UCLA, who technically is Big Ten now. You know, they switch conferences, so bye-bye Pac-12. Hello, Big Ten. They are going to travel down to San Diego. They are taking on the Aztecs. Then also on Sunday on TV8, Big Ten football, UNC Charlotte is heading up to College Park. Very, very tough place to play. They are facing the Maryland Terrapins. 49ers going up. Fear the Turtle. That's what's up. That's happening, of course, TV8 on Sunday. Then on Peacock, we have an exclusive game, more Big Ten football, because kicking off at 10 a.m., you have Delaware, the Blue Hens. That's Joe Flacco, Super Bowl champion. His alma mater is heading down into Happy Valley. They are taking on the Penn State Nittany Lions, who had that big win over the West Virginia Mountaineers last week. Okay, then Monday, get up super early with us for a CBS doubleheader on KUAM TV 11, the Battle of Ohio. The Bengals travel to Cleveland to take on their crosstown rival, the Browns, and then later on, a rematch of that Super Bowl. And you know what happened when the Eagles faced the Patriots, right? Maybe they break out Philly again? I don't know. You'll have to tune in and watch. Then Monday on KUAM TV 8 at 9 a.m., the season kickoff of Sunday Night Football. Monday for us, of course, Dallas Cowboys at New York Giants. This is a huge NFC East matchup. These teams really don't like each other. So Dak Prescott going to Broadway. He is going to face Danny Dimes and the New York Football Giants. Big game there. Make sure to watch with us, 9 a.m. kickoff.
Now, sports is an amazing vehicle to bring people together, to make change in our community, to do positive things, and no one knows that better and to build community than my guest here, the one and only Steve Shimizu. Brim, very good to see you.
Thanks, Jace.
Now, when you talk about, wonderful personalities in the island sports community, Steve is the godfather of the Jiu-Jitsu tournament, and the Marianas Open is worldwide renowned as bringing together, people from different gyms, different practitioners, but everybody has the love of this wonderful athletic form.
Oh, man.
And you are behind that all the way.
Well, I would say I am behind a strong team that's actually behind jiu-jitsu. So
as a leader would.
I would have to say that this came together with passion So most of us that are doing it, we've been doing it for about 17, 18 years or so. We've been at it for quite some time, and we had some good runs and we had some bad runs, but just like everything else, the stronghold of the Marianas is really fueled by athletes, spectators, and of course our team that's very passionate about the sport.
There you go, and that is the trifecta right there. You've got an amazing crop of athletes. So many people here training jiu-jitsu. One of the reasons why the sport is so big is because you have brought them into this the shared facility, if you will, virtual. And just said basically, we're giving you a venue, exhibit your skills, meet new people, take your game to the next level, because now you're competing against people you may have never even known before. But I mean, it's an amazing networking opportunity too.
Oh yeah, because back in the day when I used to compete and I was in jiu-jitsu, I was like, man, I'm spending all this money flying out, and I see that Guam was lacking that feeling of having the anxiety of being in a world-renowned stage. And every time they would compete, we have so much talented people, but they cannot get out.
Now, so many people say that, though. They say, like, there's so many wonderful opportunities away from our shores and everything. Yeah. How do you actually bring that and make that happen here?
We bring the world to Guam. It's tired of Guam going to the world. It's time for the world to come to Guam.
I'm sure GVB would appreciate that attitude, too.
They love it. So
that's who we are. It's our hospitality.
Yeah, not to, like, sound cocky or anything, but, the Chamorro Pride, they want to showcase their skills, and we can't go out there all the time. Not everyone has the money to go and fly to California to compete at the Worlds. Not everybody, but if the world comes here from those #1 ranked people in the world come to Guam to compete, the opportunity is right there. You just get up and go out of your village in Mangilao and just drive to UOG, and you're right there to compete with the best in the world. I mean, how great is that, to wake up in the morning and just drive to the venue and compete against this guy you've seen on YouTube, seen on TikTok, TV, famous, renowned dude from Asia, Brazil, coming to our backyard to compete. That's the opportunity that no one gets, because you would have to fly out to get there. And even at that stage, you have to get to a certain level to get to those type of guys. But on Guam, we have the opportunity, and us Chamorros are so prideful, and they're so skilled. People don't realize that we are skilled Guamanians, and we are skilled in the sport, because most people that do this, that compete, are very passionate about it. And that's
you give us a job to do as Guamanians. We're going to do it all the way to completion, and we're going to try our very best.
That's the thing about our island, Jace, is that everyone, when somebody's really passionate about a sport, whether it's running, surfing, whatever, they do it hard, and they feel it, and they drive everything they can, their heart, their souls into it.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
New chicken nuggets from KFC?
Everybody's gonna want these. Let's eat these inside.
Try new Kentucky Fried Chicken Nuggets. You've never had nuggets like these.
Free Typhoon Mawar debris cleanup is underway by FEMA and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Stage and sort eligible typhoon debris, including green waste, large appliances, residential construction, demolition debris, and metals as soon as possible at the residential right-of-way to take advantage of this free service. Ineligible illegal dumping fines. For updated information by village, visit tinyurl.com/cleanupgu. This ad is paid for by the Office of the Governor of Guam.
Now for your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout-out submitted this weekend on KUAM.com.
Weekend happy birthday shout-outs and happy 5th birthday to Jasmine Rose Santiago, and to our princess, we love you to pieces, coming from your family. Celebrating her birthday today technically, but we had a righteous party yesterday on Friday. Marie Monge, happy birthday to our intrepid leader, our beloved CEO. And you know what? My childhood friend, we started school at St. Anthony's in 7th grade together. She was yelling at me way back then to stop being so weird. And we still do that today. Except now we both get paid to do so. So that's awesome. So happy birthday to Jasmine and to Marie. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday.
That's it for us here on Weekend Edition. For more news, go to KUAM.com or visit us at KUAM News on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You can also watch us on Peacock. I'm Atsuki Hirayama. Have a safe